Welcome to Manifest Podcast. We are in week 12 of a 12-week series where we have been applying metaphysical principles into our weight loss journey. This 12-week series is in coincide with a course that I offer, which is also 12 weeks long. So we are at the end. This is our final week together. And the topic this week is celebrate, because when we are on a journey and we get to the end of something, we really want to take time to pause, reflect, and ultimately celebrate how far we've come. And so that's what today is really all about. It's, can we carve that time to reflect and look back and pull out all the gems that we've experienced along the way? So let's begin. So when we talk about celebration, and this course specifically, and our weight loss specifically, let's go to the beginning. So if you've been following along on the program and the podcast, the very first week, where did we start? We looked at where it is we want to get to. Why are we starting this program? So we filled in the blanks of the what and the why. We got really clear on our vision, how we want to feel, and we created that so that that feeling can pull us forward. And along the way in the journey, sometimes things aren't always linear. Sometimes we have great experiences, sometimes we don't. And so because life is a journey, we want to embrace all of it. And so let's start at the beginning and connect with your why and your what. What had you start here? What had you continue on? The fact that you're listening and you're in week 12, it means something. It means that somewhere along the way, you've come back to this space. And that's huge. 12 weeks of anything is a very long time. And it's so powerful to really get that here you are in week 12, completing powerfully. So reflecting back, looking back to where you began, the whole series and the whole program, we had our vision and our feelings guide us along the way. Now, as the universe starts to put life in front of us and we start to get kind of pushed and pulled into certain areas, and we've started connecting to our inner self, and we're guided by intuition and hunches, and we took powerful, inspiring action, and here we are. So wherever we are was divinely guided. What we chose and didn't choose, consider, was divine choices every time. So it's not about perfection. It's not about doing it right. It's not about saying that, well, I didn't produce the result, therefore I've failed. So what is it like when we take away judgment, criticism, evaluation? What if we look back on everything as a divine journey, and that what happened and didn't happen was perfectly aligned for you? That's a big statement, being able to ideally look back and say, hey, man, I did or didn't lose the amount of weight I wanted. But what if that 12 weeks that I just went through was all in service of the future? What can I reflect back on and see in a way that it was all to serve me? So the real question is in these 12 weeks, you did what you did. You didn't do what you didn't do. You made choices. You might have fully had great intentions and didn't manifest exactly what you wanted. And what if it's all perfect? What if the universe always has your back and everything that's happened was for you? So let's sit with that. You can always pause the podcast too and really sit and reflect on specific moments that have come up for you, that as you're listening to this, certain things might pop up for you. You're reminded of incidents that have happened. We could have got derailed by other parts of our lives becoming more important at that moment. And again, the big question is, what if it was happening for you? What if everything you've learned along the way in this 12 weeks is all exactly what you needed? So reflect on that and take a moment and really be with all that has happened. Now, as you hear this, if there's any resistance to that, where we want to head towards that feeling is there some incompletions that you've had in the last 12 weeks? So what I'm saying is here we are, we're ending our 12-week journey, and there's things that have happened and there's things that haven't. Taking a moment and writing out anything that you feel incomplete about, meaning it didn't happen, you wish it had happened, and it didn't. Now, having a list of incompletions can be very powerful, because what it does is it starts to highlight for us things that maybe we're frustrated about, we're not ready to let go of and forgive. All of that stuff, that the list, consider it as like it's energy. It's energy, it's incompletion, and it's going to sit there kind of in the background, uncovered, hovering. It's almost like sweeping something under the rug kind of feeling. So these incompletions, without having our energy placed on them and starting to look at them, left unlooked at, I guess that's the wrong word, but if we don't look at it, they will still be there. And so today, about celebration, we are also looking at what's the leftover energy that we can embrace and ultimately work on accepting, so that when we actually are done the program, we really do feel complete. We feel that whole, we feel that everything that happened was perfect. Like, that's ultimately where we want to get to. When we complete this program, we want everything that happened, exactly how it happened, to be complete, so that when we reflect on it, we got nothing. We have no energy that's left unsaid, unspoken. We just feel whole. So that's the ideal, is that when we are completing something, that we actually feel complete. So looking back, so is there a list of things that are incomplete, things that you're frustrated about, things that you wish had happened, things that happened in a way you didn't want them to? If there were some breakdowns along the way, you want to write all that out. And then what you want to do is take a moment and ask yourself, what do I need to be complete with this? It could be just forgiveness of yourself, because maybe you felt like you shoulda, coulda done more, different, better, all that. So it might just be some forgiveness for yourself to say, I forgive myself for feeling like I should be a different way. So it could be forgiving yourself, forgiving another. It could just be the fact, just writing it out and acknowledging it, like, yeah, that still bothers me that this is what happened. And it may just be that, can you forgive yourself and let it go anyway? And so the more we sit with and be with the incompletions, and have the incompletions have its space to be, we then open up a space for it to disappear. Acknowledgement is a key way to release stuck energy. It's like, I see you, I hear you, you have the floor, say what you need to say. I'm going to sit with this feeling and be with this feeling. And the more we can do that, the actually loosen the grip. If we can't do that process on our own, another great way to do it is to grab a friend, a trusted person who you can say, you know what, can I have your ear for 10 minutes? I just want to like vent. I want to vent. I want to get this out of the system. And just having someone hear you. And even if they're just like, you know, all they need to say is either or thank you, I got it. Nothing needs to be said other than just the space for it to be heard. So along the way, can we forgive, let go, give space? So as we look back, all the incompletions start to loosen the grip. What also will be there is all the little gifts along the way, tidbits, inspirations, synchronicities, just the insights that we've been given, that we've uncovered something. Have we let go of anything? Really taking a moment to find all the places that we can add. Can we be proud of? Can we celebrate every time that something was difficult, but we got through it? We want to just take a moment and start writing down all the moments that we've had along the way that got us where we are today. Where were there people that supported you? Where have you been able to say yes to things that you in the past were not able to say yes to? Were there things you said no to where previously you couldn't say no? Anything along the way that we can look back and really truly celebrate is what we want to like capture. You can write it down, make a list, and just really start to see the beauty of the journey along the way. Now, one thing that's really important is when we look back, just kind of like week 11 when we talked about gratitude, by taking a moment and reflecting back and applying celebration to it, what it is we are really doing is we're giving ourselves a gift. We're able to scan the past, pick out important parts that really juice us up, get us excited, and by taking them and giving them the energy of celebration, we are communicating with the universe that, hey, these moments I'm picking right now, those are the ones I enjoyed, I want more of. And it's a way to communicate with the universe to say, hey, I love that. More of that, please. So celebration is a way to communicate with what it is specifically that lights us up. Now we talk about the law of vibration, meaning that everything is energy. And when we can raise our vibration up higher, be in joy, excitement, laughter, those are higher vibration feelings and experiences. They are the ones that are going to help propel us into the future that we are headed towards. So when we can take a moment and start to apply celebration to the areas that we want to celebrate, we really are raising our vibration. So taking a moment and picking 5 or 6 key pieces that have happened along the way in these last 12 weeks and applying celebration, you can feel it. You can feel that your vibration is lifting. You're getting more excited because you're literally putting your attention and intention on all the things that were joyous, that brought you joy. So it is like a vicious circle in terms of, hey, I'm going to find the celebration, I'm going to really grab it, capture it. I'm going to start to feel that vibration of that celebration. And therefore, now my vibration's higher. And now I've just sped everything up. So it's a very powerful process of taking time to celebrate. When we start to use this time to write down what we want to celebrate and then actually celebrate it, meaning applying gratitude and appreciation, what it also helps to do is it helps to reflect back on the 12 weeks and apply a sense of acceptance. Acceptance for exactly what happened and what didn't happen, and getting to a place where we can really truly accept that, hey, here is where I am right now. Everything that happened, no matter how I wanted it to happen, but here I am today reflecting back on my 12 weeks, and I can truly say I accept what happened and I accept what didn't happen. And in today, I can truly say I'm here and I have a completion feeling that these 12 weeks were what they were, and I am complete. So acceptance is a way to get to a sense of completion, meaning it's over, it's done. I love the idea that we can take on almost like these. So this journey is 12 weeks long, and I love the idea of having a beginning and an end very specifically, because what it can do is it's almost like we're creating the context of a game. It's like, hey, I want to create a game where I'm going to start here, and my goal is to get over here at the end. So in these 12 weeks, I want to accomplish this. Now, by calling it a game, first of all, it evokes a sense of fun, and it's almost like I'm going in, I'm going to do my best, and whatever happens, happens. Just like a game of Monopoly, you start at the starting line, you don't know who's going to win, but we're going to play the whole time. Now, hopefully along the way, we add some fun and some laughter, and so, but inevitably at the end, when we are complete, we really get to say, game over. We did what we did, and we didn't do what we didn't do. Why that's so powerful is because at the end of 12 weeks, we get to say, we're done. It's almost like metaphorically, we get to put the board game away and put the lid back on. And then from there, get to say, am I ready to play a new game? Not the same game, but an actual, like, now I can start over and start fresh. So by having ourselves put a timeline and a completion date, it really creates a sense of being able to say, this is over and it's done. And what I did and didn't do happened, and this chapter is over. So once we can get to it's over, I am feeling complete, I did what I did and I didn't do what I didn't do, what opens up from that place is now a new opening to start something new. And this is probably one of the most exciting pieces, because remember how you felt at the beginning of your weight loss journey. That feeling of almost like January 1st, fresh start, you get to start something new. Well, that's what completion creates for us. It allows for something to be over and a fresh start to begin. When we look at December 31st versus January 1st, there's not a lot of difference in what happens in the day, but we've created a conversation. We've created out of language that January 1st is very important and it's a clean slate feeling. Well, we can create that experience of January 1st right here, right now, anytime, only by saying, I'm completing the past and I'm starting something new. So it's a declaration. It's something we declare, and it's something we state as today's a new day. And so that's really what we're creating out of today's podcast and this week 12 conversation about celebrate. It's about getting to the place where we can say, I am complete and I am so grateful for everything that's happened. I'm taking all the gems that I've learned from the last 12 weeks. I'm going to tuck that in my tool belt. And now I'm ready to start something new today or tomorrow or whatever the date is that you want to begin again. And now, armed with this new precious information and insights and breakthroughs, we now are starting something new, but we are also no longer who we once were. We have created 12 weeks of profoundness that we now can take with us to start our new journey. And so the question that I'll leave you with today in this 12 weeks is, once you feel that, yes, I am complete, so you've made a list of your incompletions and you've really sat with them and got clear, you now feel like, yes, I am totally complete with what happened and didn't happen. And I have an acceptance for the journey that it is. And I have gratitude for the lessons and the learnings. I grabbed all the gems and I'm holding on to them and celebrating them all. The question I'm leaving with you is now, what's next? What are you creating in your future so that you can now have that new future starting today pull you forward? You get to say newly right now what it is you're creating. You can take on stuff that you've had in the past that light you up. You can bring that with you today. You can say, oh my gosh, the vision I created is still so juicy and magical, and it lights me up every morning. I'm going to keep that because I'm inspired by it. But you can also start over from nothing with a clean slate. You get to say what it is that you are creating for your future. Start that journey today and create a brand new 12-week journey where you can, fresh from where you're at now, begin again. The podcast with the 12-week series is just as informational, and it's just as powerful in your next 12 weeks to pull you forward. This is a never-ending process that is designed to really keep the inspiration going, keep you empowered, keep you in the game, so that this journey is continually evolving. You can find that empowerment and inspiration like every moment that you can, get grounded and centered. So that's the question, is what's next? Where are you going to begin? And begin new, because you are totally with a new sense of clearing. And I love the idea that we really are new beings every single day. New beings. We are no longer who we were yesterday. We are fresh new beings today. So the question, what's next? I'd love to hear from you. Have a great week.